I am not a legislator, but you are. Let me understand. If the High Court says that sections 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are unconstitutional and therefore null and void, and there's an amendment proposed, a bill proposing to amend to remove them, how do you cure that vacuum being created at a time, again, that Kenyans may want to monitor what's going on with the results?
It's only in Kenya, unfortunately, sometimes that the court interferes directly with the workings of the legislative arm of government. And that's one of the things that we need to sort out, because you've seen many times when Parliament passes a law and then courts want to interpret the law in their own understanding without knowing that those who made up the law were the actual representatives of people. Of course, if a law is it contradicts a constitution, which we also check as the assembly, it would be nullified. But having said that, I think for now, I think somewhat we need to understand is that these are proposed amendments. It is at that point where it's a proposal. And then it comes to the House for us to debate. In fact, a lot of things that have not been said here will be said on the floor. A lot of things will come up. A lot of debate will take place. Mm-hmm. And if we are honest to each other, we will look at it from a holistic manner, irrespective of whether we are in UDA or in One Kenya Alliance or in Azimio. At the end of the day, I think we as representatives of the people have a responsibility to give the people a good law. So I think what is happening now mm-hmm. is that the UDA arm is trying to accuse fellow competitors as if the team of Azimio can actually present a bill to the House. They haven't brought any bill. A bill is coming from IEBC. In fact, what they're doing is they're already fighting with the referee. That already tells you what my colleague Honorable Pio and I have said, that these people are already scared. The minute you see a referee walking and you start saying, no, that referee is wearing red, that means he probably is supporting that other team, that is where now the game starts having a problem. And I think that's where we are. That's the worst thing. But allow me to also respond to my colleague, I would say former colleague, who were in Parliament with him last time. We're in the National Assembly with him. And, he's known for, he can throw in words. He's a very good entertainer. He can entertain Kenyans here on studio. He called me Azimio. He knows very well I'm in One Kenya Alliance. But he's just told Kenyans that there is a group that is campaigning using government resources. And I'm surprised because he subscribes to UDA, whose current party leader is a deputy president, who started campaigning in 2017, immediately after the elections. He draws a salary from the exchequer every month. He uses government vehicles. He lives in a government residence. He holds political rallies and functions in the government residence in Karen. And he is telling us that other people are using state resources. Honestly, let's look at integrity. When it comes to issues of politics, let's have integrity. I think if there is any one person who has really abused a government office and government resources for political reason, it is the leader of UDA. It is the leader of UDA. And that one, my leader is not in government. The leader of ODM is not in government.
Yes, common person, yeah.
So the person who's in government now is the president because he's been left the office to run alone. Because the deputy took off and went to campaign. And the president has been delivering on the mandate that he was given by Kenyans. So when you say that they are state projects, Uhuru Kenyatta is doing his job in State House. What is your leader doing out there in rallies in Vihiga, in Makueni, in Machakos, And why are all those delegations that go to Karen? I don't see any ministers going there. It is Mama Mboga, I don't know from which corner of the country, another group from another corner of the country. So if we are being honest, the issue of public resources being wasted is under UDA.
By the way, you have struck a very good point. How I pray they make your party leader to be the deputy president of Azimio. No, it's important. He is very articulate. He is definitely talking like a person very close to a potential deputy president. I really vote for you guys. No, it is true. It is true. If Azimio don't make you guys deputy president of Azimio, or you see, he's saying no. You see, you can't
talk for us.
No, it's very unfair. Look, the guy is very articulate.
It's trying to
It is true. No, listen. what this my friend has really articulated very well. He is a very good friend of mine. He is talking like a real deputy president, a person belonging to yes, indeed. He said, my friend here, no. I'm telling the combination. Senator, if they don't give you the deputy president slot in Azimio, that would be belittling. Very good leaders like this friend of mine. Senator, very unfair. We want such leaders. A person in such a party, party that has been given a deputy president slot of Azimio.
Senator Kangata,
if they don't give you that, they'll be belittling your integrity. As a community. To be so unfair. We need such brains in the office of the deputy president of Azimio. No, it is important. Because, you know why I'm saying that?
You need to save us.
No, you know why? No, there is a conspiracy. No, there is a conspiracy.
Can you bring some sense to this debate?
Senator Kangata,
yes. No, there is a conspiracy.
Just hold on.
Remember, who were you yesterday watching you on this?
No, he's serious. It's a fact.
Can you just conclude this? I want us to transition to the topics, but there's a point that he has raised that I would want to hear your response, that the Deputy President is using state resources to campaign. What do you say about that?
For 4 years, I'll go rooftop Yagari.
Just hold on. Let him respond.
Whatever Deputy President has been doing for the last 4 years is exactly what he did from 2013 to 2017. Between 2013 and 2017, no one accused him of abuse of power. No one talked about misuse of public resources. But immediately after the handshake, those issues are now being raised. That is, double standards is very unfair with the office of the Deputy President. Deputy President has been going around explaining government's projects. Exactly the job he did between 2013 and 2017. Even now, remember, I've never heard the Deputy President negating what Jubilee government has achieved. He has been giving credit to this government, to various projects. And to me, that is positive. It is part of his duties as a principal assistant of the president. And we want to congratulate him because he has proceeded with the trajectory which he started in 2013. The only reason why it is being raised now is just because there is a conspiracy to edge him out of the office, a conspiracy to ensure he doesn't become the president of this republic. That conspiracy is being pushed by Baba. Of course, we all know it is in public realm. He has said that they are going to ensure the president doesn't win. Yeah, he has said that.
Yes, we shall win.
Isn't that how campaigning happens?
Yeah, it is, of course. That is why I'm just trying to explain. I'm just going to explain the attacks my very good friend there has done against Deputy President. I'm trying to explain why Deputy President has been ridiculed in public by even government officials because they do not want him to win this year's election. Of course, it's expected, but we are telling Kenyans, please don't believe those lies. Don't believe.
So when he wins, what will he do? What will he do if he wins that he is not able to do now? Because for the last 4.5 years, he has actually not been to the office. You know, government works from the office. Like the way the president has been doing. He will go and organize a project. When it is ready, he goes to inspect, and then he goes to launch it. From the office to launch a project. This one has been on rooftops, Yamagari, sorry, on the car. So, akitokea hapo, for the last 4 years, he has not been on any government project. He has just been making noise and inciting and organizing you how you are to be in the next government, with forgetting that you need to fulfill the mandate of this government, and then going to an extent of even, like you are saying now, you own the people. Like you have been owning God. Who will believe you?
And now, the hour of reckoning has come.
Yes.
It has surely come. That all these lies are now going to be exposed. And Kenyan voters are going to make a decision. A decisive move on the 9th of August.
And the Kenyans you're talking about are watching.
Yes, Kenyans are watching, and it must be made clear
listen to
that
something.
The Tanga game is over.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, it's over by winning.
That's it. Let's listen to some leaders that spoke about the future of the Jubilee Party and the ODM party in this year's election.
We are going under Azimio. We are working on rules of engagement because we are waiting for the laws to be enacted. So that is now through Parliament and through Senate. And we have a
Yes, we are partnering with Jubilee for sure. We are going to form a coalition with Jubilee for the 2022 elections. And we will come up with mechanisms and formulas to do nominations together, to do, now that we are partners, we will be doing things together.
In some areas, we will do, consultations within the parties and say, here we only have this party doing the nomination, or here we'll do it as Azimio. But at the end of it, the consensus at the moment is that everybody will go as Azimio because we need those numbers in Parliament. Otherwise, we'll make a mistake which has been made before and we don't want to repeat it.
All right, that is Raphael Tuju and Junet Mohamed speaking about the two parties and coming together under Azimio la Umoja movement. But then the other side, Kenya Kwanza, they have been on the trail. Listen to what they've been saying.
Tusikubali utapeli, tusikubali ukora. Hii Kenya si ya watu wachache, hii Kenya ni yetu sisi zote. Na hawa ambao wanafikiria eti watatupanga mwaka huu, watajua hawajui.
Patron wa Azimio ni rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Na Raila amekubali kutumika kama muradi wa Azimio. Na hivi karibuni wanasema kwamba pia watatafuta naibu wa rais wa Azimio.
Tunasema mwaka huu tunapiga kura kuondoa kiburi ya watu wachache na madharau. Kazi ni kazi, biashara ya kila mtu iweze kupata msaada wa serikali ili tuinue kila Mkenya na tutengeneze Kenya ya usawa.
Right, I'll shortly be calling what One Kenya Alliance has been up to in the past few days. But Honorable Maore, there was a parliamentary group meeting of the Jubilee Party at State House. First of all, how many were you?
We were 85.
85.
Members of Parliament and then governors who are affiliated to Azimio, as you would call it. Mm-hmm. And the issue that we came out with is the president was making a policy statement that 4 years and a half are over of his second term, and the time for work it cannot be seen, and that with the work done now we can go campaigning. Now as we campaign with the Jubilee, we agree we are going now to do into recruitment and revitalizing the party. We are having an NDC 25th and 26th. And when we do, we are going to a coalition. And the coalition will come out because we are not fielding a presidential candidate as Jubilee. Mm-hmm. That one is very clear up to now.
What are you fielding?
No, we are going into a coalition with our ODM partners. Now, when we do, we will not be producing a presidential candidate. You know, when you go and they meet and then, like the Okan guys, they are meeting in the evening and they say, no, I want to be the other one, I want to be. For us, we are different. When they swallowed Mundavadi and Wetangula, they have not told him what he will be. So when the meeting happened, we are going to have a coalition. Mm-hmm. Now, it is in this coalition which I saw actually somebody turn it that the president said that he is going to pick the deputy president for Azimio. It is not like that. The candidate for Azimio or whoever we have picked in, we will pick who they have a chemistry with. You really don't ever wish, even your worst enemy, this kind of deputy president you have seen on TV. Somebody who will disturb you from day one, start scheming, and conniving even now you would not be there and then he would take over, or just have a lot of plotting. So you really wanted to give the candidate...
What evidence do you have that he plotted about the president not being there?
No, I'm saying, if you see somebody so desperate for power, he would even wish you are not there. Yes. That's what I meant.
But how do you attribute that to him?
He's inferring.
No, I'm saying, from day one, when we were told in the State House on August 1st, 2017, that give me 4 years and I will start the campaign for you, he never waited. That's what I mean. From December, when he started those homecoming ceremonies, he started the 2022 debate. Even all those MPs who were elected in this parliament, you will find them with a lot of trouble with their voters. They never went to address the issues that took them to parliament. They have been on the 2022 August 9 campaign. They forgot that they were elected this period. And normally MPs, 70% of them go home. So a lot of guys are going to go home without knowing what brought them to parliament. Because they were just swallowed by those weekend rallies. Oh, 2022, we are with you.
So
Julius Kangata, he has been there.
What will Jubilee Party produce for the presidential ticket of Azimio?
Pardon?
What will Jubilee Party produce for the presidential ticket of Azimio?
No. They will produce the deputy, but it is the candidate who will pick the deputy, who he has a chemistry with, not about who we will meet as a caucus and give him. Because if we do that, we will be picking for him a strong candidate who will carry our mandate, who will carry our vision, who will carry our ambitions, and that's what you usually do when you are picking a presidential candidate. So we are not picking a presidential candidate. We have a presidential candidate already. We will ask him to pick from among us, the Jubilee crowd, and the pit.
Yes, I'll give you an opportunity, but first let's listen to what One Kenya Alliance has been up to. They signed the deed of assignment. They also say that they are now in a coalition. Listen.
OCA principals have signed a deed of assignment. This is an affirmation of our commitment to standing firm together and focus on securing the lives of Kenyans.
We have up to the 9th of April to form any political coalitions. But we have made it clear to the Kenyan people that others are free to join us, not the other way around.
We have two things in our favor: tyranny of numbers and experienced leadership. Yeah. What else will Kenyans be looking for?
Experience and principle.
And principled leaders. Yes. All that is combined here.
A coalition is not a jail where the doors are closed. Yeah. The doors remain open for incoming partners, and everybody is free to exercise their freedom.
Absolutely.
But I think we are on solid ground.
They're on solid ground, they say. Honorable Mbui, so your party leader, they told us they have signed a coalition agreement that they'll be depositing the register on 20th of February this year. But he also says that you have up to 9th of April to form any coalition political parties. What is the plan here? A coalition first, then coalition political parties with who?
The reality is that every political party is set up for purposes of winning political power. And there's a lot of dynamics when it comes to politics. And we also are not, we know the political landscape in the country. Mm-hmm. And for us to be in the next government, we must organize ourselves beyond the team that is with us already. And that is why we are saying that we are open to discussions with other political formations so that we can go into the next election as a bigger group so that we can be sure of winning. That is really the game plan. And everybody wants that.
What is that bigger group?
The bigger group, I can only tell you what it will not be. I cannot tell you what it will be, but I can tell you what it will not be. When my party leader was asked, what are the possibilities of working with this team calling itself, the ones who stole J.B. Muturi's slogan of Kenya Kwanza. And as we said that theirs should be Kenya Kuisha, because really when we elect such, we are finished. But having said that...
Does that mean there's a possibility to work with Azimio la Umoja?
Azimio la Umoja and our team have a lot of things in common. And it is possible that we can work with them. It is very, very possible. As it is right now.
What arrangement would that be? Because, I mean, all the principles that you presented on that day, at least Kalonzo Musyoka and Gideon Moi have already been endorsed by the NDCs to run for the presidency. So if you get to Azimio la Umoja, what are you getting?
No, we haven't reached there. Currently we are positioning ourselves for the presidency, and so we want to work with other like-minded political affiliates.
You say that you share a lot with Azimio la Umoja. That's what
Azimio, there is a lot of things we have in common. Let me just put it this way. As Wiper, we already have a working arrangement, a cooperation agreement with Jubilee up to the election. And we cannot have a cooperation agreement that dies on the day of the election. We have to look at what happens afterwards, because we cannot be supporting Jubilee up to 9th, then we part ways. So as we are currently constituted, we are already in a relationship with Jubilee. Now, KANU is in a coalition agreement or arrangement with Jubilee for up to August 9, 2022. So basically, our parties are already tied to Jubilee, which is part of the bigger group of Azimio.
Is it then factual to say that you have signed a coalition agreement if KANU is still with Jubilee?
Well, you saw what we have is not a coalition agreement. It is it's an agreement. You just used the word. You just used the right word. What we've put together is yes. So that first and foremost, and I'll tell you what we were doing. The name One Kenya Alliance was actually a preserve of Wiper. So we were sharing that name so that all the other affiliate parties can also own the name together, because it was really our name. So that's the first thing we've done, so that we allow this name to belong to all of us. And then sign an agreement. We haven't gone into a coalition, because a coalition comes with a lot of even sharing of political power, positions and all that. We haven't reached there yet.
Okay.
So we are still open to discussion with other groups. But I can tell you Kenya Kwanza is not an option. Because you see, they even stole some of our members. You know, when we went to the NDC of ANC, we thought we were together. And then I saw Irungu Kangata walking in, I walked out. Because,
all right, can I begin with Senator Kangata here? Because there's this insistence that will not allow the president to pick his own successor. How do you reconcile that view versus what would be his right as a citizen of Kenya to have political choices and association?
No, the president is a voter in this republic. He is entitled to choose to support any person. And we'll definitely be very happy once he does that, because that will be a very clear statement. That person will be a project. And therefore, we encourage His Excellency to push Baba, because definitely Kenyans will see Baba is not his own person. He is just a state project. And therefore, it would be a better race if he was to endorse Baba. But allow me first to say, Kalonzo Musyoka is a very, very honorable politician, very experienced. And he is a born-again Christian. And we take his word as gospel true. If there is a politician who this country needs to reward, it's Honorable Kalonzo. He never speaks lies. And he told us that he better go into retirement than support Baba. Kenyans believe that. We took that word to the bank. And I can tell you, Honorable Kalonzo will not negate that word. He will live by that word. And thank you, Honorable Kalonzo. You're such a good person. What you said is the truth. Yeah, I also strongly believe Honorable Boy, a very experienced politician. He has been elected twice. He can never preside a ceremony of the downgrading of such a Honorable Kalonzo. He can never attend such. Allow me to finish. Allow me to finish. Now, no, I'm just praising Kalonzo. My friends should be very happy.
Yeah, I'm happy.
So
make a comment. This is a point of information. I'm not taking the mic away from you.
Allow me to finish.
This is a point of
Senator, are you getting?
Point of information for you.
It is the truth. Kalonzo is a honorable person.
Senator, listen. I want to remind you that I think it was in 2020 December or January 2021. I'm not certain about the dates, but he said that I would be the most stupid person on earth to support one person a third time without any level of reciprocity.
Yes. No, as to whether the last phrases were there, I'm not so sure. But I agree with that. No, I'm just saying. So what I know, he told us in public daylight, he told us he will be a stupid person to support one person thrice. And I have no doubt Kalonzo Musyoka will keep his word. And my friend there cannot allow Kalonzo Musyoka to be downgraded. He can't. I know him. He's a very honorable member of parliament.
Who is downgrading?
Yeah, you see, allow me to finish. An attempt to give the deputy president's slot to Jubilee instead of Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka if that is not downgrading a very distinguished politician in Kalonzo Musyoka, I don't know.
Why do you so much want Kalonzo Musyoka to be the running mate of Raila?
Because he's a good man. I know that. He's a very good man.
But you're campaigning for Deputy President William Ruto.
No, but I want the goodness of
what is your business in Azimio?
No. I just want goodness of this country. I want the goodness.
You are just wasting your time, man.
When I see Jubilee saying that they are going to get the DP slots in Azimio, I feel bad for Kalonzo because I know he's a good man. Surely, how can they do that to Kalonzo? Surely, it's very unfair.
If your preferred candidate
tell
wins
the combination, please, surely, if Baba can
Senator
do this
Kangata,
to you now, imagine what he will do to you if he gets power. No, it's important. If Baba can do this now to the combination, what has
he done? When was he president?
I
think you are allowing this behavior for too long. Raila has never been president. Raila has never been president in this country. Not to honor any promise to Kalonzo or to anybody else.
We need to end this.
You will not split this time.
Senator Kangata, we need to end this. But I'm asking, if your preferred candidate for the presidency, I believe it's William Ruto, right?
Yes, it is.
If he wins, then then Kalonzo Musyoka doesn't become deputy president. What interest do you have?
Hey, what is your interest?
No, me, I want the goodness of this country. I want the Kamba Nation to be given the dignity they deserve. That's my view. Okay. I want Kamba Nation developed.
What you see
I
here.
want the people
you had a problem during the evening
due respect in Azimio.
Okay.
That's why
what is wrong with saying that? What is wrong with saying that?
What is wrong with saying that? I thought the Senator had problems during the evening shows. I never knew he had problems even in the morning ones.
I don't want to switch off your mics. So,
but you see,
Honorable Pio and I want you to have the final word because you've not said a thing about this.
Because there's so much monologue here by Kangata. What you see in Kangata is desperation and panic combined.
Yes.
They are desperate to ensure they are panicking actually. They are desperate to have their so-called movement have a chance, but also panicking in the sense that they see a prospect of Oka teaming up with Azimio la Umoja, therefore becoming a much, much bigger movement. And that's why they are attempting to incite Kalonzo and so on and so forth. But more importantly, as I said earlier on, that the hour of reckoning has come. These people have been ridiculing Uhuru Kenyatta, President Uhuru Kenyatta, all these years, saying how he's a lame dark person, he's want to influence anything, and so on and so forth, there's no deep state, and what have you. Now that it's dawning on them that President Uhuru Kenyatta has basically now said the season for politics has started, they are on a panic mode. Because they know the kind of influence Uhuru Kenyatta as president, as a politician, has, not only in Mount Kenya region, but in the whole country. So we are lucky. If Uhuru Kenyatta can decide to support us, we shall be very, very lucky to have him on our side. And therefore, let them hold their horses, this Tanga grouping. The real game is not yet started.
Okay.
Yes, it's going to be a game like no other.
Let's take a look at the feedback of what you've been saying on Twitter at Citizen TV Kenya. At Sam Gituku, the hashtag to use is daybreak. And Bernard, you're saying, how do you expect the Kenyan youth, an informed generation, to register as voters or even participate in a voting process when one side says they have already won, another one saying you need the deep state? What is the work of our vote then? All right, that is Bernard Awoko. Sefu Sabila, the politics of Kenya has turned into robbing Peter to pay Paul until it's Peter's turn with Mwananchi nowhere in the picture. I just hope peace will reign after 9th of August. Mtuimara, the changing of elections laws is unacceptable. We cannot shift from digital technology to manual systems. Live streaming should remain. The voters should know the progress of voting results. The bill in Parliament is ill-motivated. Chalo Wodrozi, identification of voters should be done both manually and electronically. Submission of results should be done electronically, then followed manually thereafter. It's always good to reconcile the two systems. Then Kelvin Nikki, you said that I think scrapping the whole live streaming law is going in the wrong direction. If the fear is order of transmitting results, then create an order, maybe by county. Going back to manual transmission is going back to dark days. Then Arisa Rogers, you said that why amendments during election or campaign periods? I am sure it's because you are looking for favors due to poor performance. Kenyans to monitor votes, how? This is the ingredient of chaos. IBC, do your work. UDA, Tangatanga, Azimio. Is this your performance? Or Indy Samuel, these politicians will incessantly fight real and proxy wars, disagree on almost everything, but will unanimously come together when debating over their pay hike, that is their salaries. Now, disagreement over election laws. And I think that's the best part to leave it at, because clearly they're not agreeing on many things. Thank God there's no bill to raise salaries. And I say this on a light note. Thank you, Senator Irungu Kang'ata, Honorable P. Wandai, Honorable Mawako Maore, and Honorable Robert Mbui for making time for us. Up next is Sporty Monday. The crew is here to talk about Africa Cup of Nations, why Senegal eventually made it for the very first time in the history of that tournament, and so much more of what action has been over the past few days. My name is Sam Gituku. See you again tomorrow at the same time on the show. Bye for now.